Tequila, thank you for taking the time to talk with us about RiME. So,
my pleasure. I mean, for now, it's the first time I go to the Comic-Con as well, because the GX is not a Comic-Con, so it's nice, I like it. I mean, it's really big. I mean, here in Igромira is really big. I haven't had the chance yet to go around and see all the booths, but I think I will. I hope to have time tomorrow to do that. So when the team finished Deadlights, as you mentioned, it was very dark, very different atmosphere. They were like, okay, we want to do something different, something colorful. It's okay, like, and that's what RiME kind of, has came up as an idea, and that's what it is nowadays. So every Tequila Works game has unique atmosphere, some crazy. It mixes up the crazy and the innovative and the new. So that's why we always try to have something new come up in the game, and that's RiME is a result of a new epoch of that. RiME is it's an adventure game. Okay, it has certain amount of puzzles into it as you go across, but it's mostly emphasized like an adventure and discovering a different world. It's about discovering the world that you land on. Underneath, RiME has a really deep narrative meaning. There is like a storyline, a core storyline to it. So it's something a bit unique. It's a very personal game. Like, it's a game that we don't have any text. There is nothing written. The characters don't talk. So we try to convey emotions through different ways, and so that's what it is. It's a very personal game. So Tantalus came on board because they knew straight away the Nintendo platforms from before. They did the port for The Legend of Zelda on Wii U, for example, so they were really familiar with the code and the architecture, and they had also a really good relationship with Nintendo. So it was really natural, to ask them, okay, can you do the port? And so they've been on board. As the Tequila Works, we came out also on the Switch, mainly for everything that is visual, materials, and everything like that, because we want to make sure that visually, like, the experience was similar than other platforms. But in terms of challenges, it's just the fact that Nintendo Switch, for example, it's a new platform. It's something new, it's the unknown. So we needed time to test and see what could be optimized and how and what kind of optimization was the best. So we needed the time to test and see, how to make it better, how to make it best, how to optimize on the most efficient way. And that was, so the challenge is when you have a new platform, the software is not always ready. I mean, it's not day one. So for example, we're working with Unreal Engine, and the development with that, the support for Switch came, with a little delay because it cannot come on day one. And the same thing with other middleware. For example, we team up with the team that's doing, for example, Enlighten. Enlighten is the lighting, the bouncing rendering lighting, and they didn't have any solution for Switch. So Tantalus did the support, and then we put the two teams together to work on it. So they worked simultaneously on the development for Enlighten for Switch, and we use RiME to advance on this technology. So I think the most challenging thing is, like, since it's a new platform and we had the game, we were at the end of the development of the game, nothing was quite mature to get it out now. Like, we needed to test and see and advance on that.
So basically that's where RiME is, RiME for Nintendo Switch has come out, will be coming out a bit later than the other platforms.
Exactly. And also, we needed to make sure that we optimize the game. So it was important for us to get the achievements in the game, because the achievements were designed and were part of the narrative. So it was, for us, if you had a secret or a place that didn't have any achievement, we didn't feel that we had the whole experience into it. So that's why we decided to add it.
Could you give an example, please, of how the achievement system connects to the narrative? Maybe it's something spoiler-free if it's possible.
Spoiler-free?
I don't know, maybe.
Let me see. Well, no, these are all spoilery, but there is, for example, there is an area where when you die, it's really secret and it's really hard to get in. And when you're there is like a tomb with a flower. But when you get there so there's an achievement that I can't remember the name of the achievements, but it's like basically the lost tomb. So for example, it puts you in context the fact that you found a secret place. And if the achievement would not go out, for example, it would just be an empty room and you wouldn't necessarily know that you achieved something. Just the fact that you found this place was already an achievement.
And maybe even the achievement may say something about the place, right?
Yeah, and they say something about the narrative and so on.
Yeah.
So it reinforces the narrative in a way. So it comes back to it's part of the experience. So we didn't want to leave it out because we wanted the players on Switch to have the same experience than before. So
as far as I understand, there will be no motion control support, but
yeah, unfortunately no, because since RiME hasn't been designed around the Switch, specific Switch, it would alter too much the gameplay and the elements of it, and for good and for bad. I mean, we didn't want to, for the Switch version to be, we wanted to bring the same version to the players. So that's what it is. There is obviously the menu and the fact that you can carry it anywhere. So you can play RiME now anywhere you want.
No Amiibo support as of right now?
No, as of right now.
So the team members talked about the game quite a lot, and they cited a lot of sources of inspirations, like for instance artists Sorolla and Kiriko.
Yeah.
But and I'll be honest with you, when I first saw the game, and many gamers when we started talking about the game after the Gamescom, we started comparing it to, say, Team Ico games such as Shadow of the Colossus and maybe The Wind Waker. And my question is, has it annoyed you and the other devs? And how has it impacted basically the way that the dev team looked at the game?
No, the thing is, I mean, being compared to those titles which are really cult nowadays, it's an honor in a way, because it's like if people see the good stuff from other massive titles, it's very flattering for us. Now there is this other edge of, okay, now it needs to be good, as good as expected. But RiME has been thought out as a whole experience straight from the beginning, and it's really a personal game, personal experience. So we hope that players will like this experience because it's what the team wanted to tell, really, and it's what we wanted to do. So hopefully, people likes it. The feedback has been pretty positive so far. So I think the comparison is really flattering for us, but we are a very little team compared to those other titles. So we're glad to be compared to those games. It's a bit hard because there is the bits of me because I play the Super NES and the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube. So there is the games that I like to play, but the games that I would work on, I don't know. I mean, I would. From the Nintendo, what I really like, for example, was, it's a Zelda for me. Zelda, Ocarina of Time would be always a classic for me. It will always be. But it's interesting. I think a Zelda would be nice. Now it's the Goddust, giant task. I think it's all the games that we do are new in a way, so they're different. So I think you can expect new games and new things. For example, we've been working. There's the Invisible Hours for VR. That we announced recently as well. So that shows that all the games that we do are different from one another. Different platforms, different genres, different environments, and so new stuff. We're thinking on it. Let's see, but it will be hopefully new exciting things.